Hello and welcome. In this guide, we will explore how to learn and use English effectively for job interviews, a skill that can dramatically increase your chances of success in the professional world. Whether you are preparing for your first job, seeking a promotion, or transitioning to an international career, mastering English for interviews opens doors to opportunities and helps you present yourself confidently and professionally. In today's globalized job market, strong communication skills in English are often just as important as technical expertise. This story will guide you through strategies, techniques, and practical exercises to improve your English for interviews, covering everything from common questions and answers to tone, vocabulary, and body language. We will begin by discussing why English proficiency matters in interviews. Employers worldwide value candidates who can communicate clearly and effectively. The ability to express your thoughts fluently, demonstrate understanding, and respond appropriately to questions reflects not only language skills but also confidence, professionalism, and preparedness. In multinational companies or roles involving international collaboration, English is often the primary language of communication, making it essential to navigate interviews successfully. Even in local companies, a polished command of English can set you apart from other candidates and show your willingness to learn and adapt. Next, we will explore how to prepare for interviews in English. Preparation is not just about memorizing answers, it is about understanding the typical structure of interviews, practicing language patterns, and becoming comfortable with expressing your experience, skills, and goals in English. We will cover strategies such as researching common interview questions, crafting clear and concise answers, and practicing pronunciation and intonation to sound natural and confident. You will also learn how to use vocabulary effectively, avoiding filler words while conveying your thoughts clearly. A critical part of our journey will focus on answering different types of questions. Interviews typically include behavioral, situational, and technical questions. Behavioral questions like, "Tell me about a time you faced a challenge at work," require storytelling skills and the ability to describe past experiences clearly. Situational questions, such as, "How would you handle a difficult client?" test problem-solving and decision-making abilities. Technical questions assess knowledge and expertise in your field. We will discuss how to structure your answers in English, using frameworks like STAR, situation, task, action, result, to make your responses organized and impactful. We will also emphasize nonverbal communication, which is as important as verbal language. Body language, eye contact, posture, and facial expressions contribute to how your English is perceived. Even if your grammar and vocabulary are excellent, poor body language can undermine confidence. You will learn tips for projecting professionalism and friendliness, such as maintaining eye contact, smiling appropriately, and using gestures naturally while speaking. Another focus will be on handling tricky questions and stress. Some interviewers ask challenging questions to see how you think under pressure. Knowing how to pause, formulate your answer, and respond confidently in English is crucial. We will provide strategies for dealing with questions you don't immediately know the answer to, helping you stay composed and articulate while demonstrating problem-solving skills. We will also cover polishing your vocabulary and expressions for interviews. Using the right words and phrases can elevate your responses and make you sound more professional. You will learn useful expressions for introducing yourself, describing achievements, explaining weaknesses, and negotiating salary. These phrases are designed to be natural, concise, and impactful, helping you communicate clearly and confidently. Practice exercises will be an integral part of this journey. We will suggest daily routines for practicing English, such as recording answers to common questions, engaging in mock interviews, and listening to professional interview recordings. These exercises improve pronunciation, fluency, and comfort in expressing ideas in English, allowing you to perform confidently under real interview conditions. Finally, this guide will cover post-interview strategies, including writing thank you emails and reflecting on your performance to identify areas for improvement. Strong follow-up communication in English demonstrates professionalism, reinforces your interest in the role, and leaves a positive impression with potential employers. Understanding the complete interview cycle, from preparation to follow-up, ensures that your English skills support your career success at every stage. By the end of this guide, you will have a comprehensive understanding of how to use English effectively in job interviews, with practical strategies, exercises, and confidence-building techniques. You will be ready not only to answer questions correctly but also to present yourself as a competent, confident, and professional candidate. In the next part, we will dive into common interview questions and how to answer them in English, providing detailed examples, useful phrases, and tips to sound natural and persuasive. In this part, we focus on common interview questions and how to answer them effectively in English. Familiarity with typical questions not only reduces anxiety but also allows you to prepare clear, confident, and structured responses. Interviews often include questions about your background, skills, experiences, strengths and weaknesses, motivations, and future goals. By understanding the purpose behind each question, you can craft answers that are concise, professional, and persuasive. 1. Tell me about yourself. This is often the first question in an interview. It sets the tone and provides the interviewer with a snapshot of your background and skills. When answering, focus on relevant education, work experience, and achievements. Begin with a brief introduction, highlight key experiences, and end with a statement about your career goals. For example, I graduated with a degree in marketing and have 3 years of experience in digital campaigns. I enjoy creating strategies that increase engagement and have successfully led projects that boosted social media followers by 40%. I am now looking for opportunities to apply my skills in a larger, international company. Using clear, structured sentences in English and practicing pronunciation helps you sound confident and professional. 2. What are your strengths? This question allows you to highlight qualities that make you a strong candidate. Choose strengths that are relevant to the job, and provide examples. Avoid vague terms like hardworking, without evidence. A strong answer could be, one of my strengths is problem solving. In my previous role, I identified inefficiencies in the workflow and implemented a new system that reduced processing time by 20%. Using concrete examples demonstrates both English fluency and practical competence. 3. What are your weaknesses? Answering this question requires honesty and strategic framing. Choose a real weakness but show that you are actively working to improve it. For instance, I sometimes focus too much on details, which can slow me down. To address this, I've started using time management tools and prioritization techniques, which have improved my efficiency. Practice phrases like, I am working on, or I have been improving, to communicate growth positively in English. 4. Why do you want this job? Interviewers want to see that you are motivated and that your goals align with the company. Highlight your interest in the role, the company's mission, or opportunities for growth. Example: I admire your company's commitment to innovation, and I am excited about the opportunity to contribute my skills in project management to your team. I am particularly drawn to this role because it allows me to work on creative solutions that impact clients directly. Using professional vocabulary such as contribute, collaborate, and impact strengthens your answers. 5. Why should we hire you? This question is your chance to sell yourself. Focus on unique skills, relevant experience, and achievements. Structure your answer by stating a key quality, providing an example, and linking it to the job. For example, I bring strong analytical skills, as demonstrated by my work in data analysis, where I optimized reporting processes. Combined with my ability to communicate insights clearly, I can add value to your team immediately. Using linking words like, as demonstrated by, and combined with, makes your English sound fluent and professional. 6. Describe a challenging situation you faced at work and how you handled it. Behavioral questions like this test problem-solving and communication skills. Use the STAR method, situation, task, action, result, to structure answers clearly. For example, in my previous role, a client was unhappy with a project's progress situation. I was tasked with resolving the issue task. I organized a meeting to clarify expectations and proposed a revised plan action. The client was satisfied, and we completed the project on time. Result: practicing this format in English helps you convey experiences clearly and confidently. 7. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This question assesses your long-term goals and ambition. Align your answer with the role and show commitment. Example: in 5 years, I hope to advance into a management position where I can lead a team and contribute to strategic projects. I am eager to develop my skills within your company to achieve these goals. Using future tense accurately and confidently in English demonstrates proficiency. 8. Do you have any questions for us? This is your opportunity to show interest and engagement. Prepare thoughtful questions about company culture, team structure, or growth opportunities. Example: can you tell me more about the team I would be working with? Or, what are the key projects I would be involved in during the first 6 months? Asking questions in clear, polite English leaves a positive impression and shows proactive thinking. Practice exercises include recording your answers, reviewing for clarity, pronunciation, and vocabulary, and performing mock interviews with friends or mentors. Pay attention to intonation, pauses, and natural flow, which are as important as the words themselves. Use phrases like, I believe, in my experience, and I am particularly proud of, to structure responses professionally. By preparing answers to these common questions, practicing them consistently, and refining your delivery, you build confidence, fluency, and effectiveness in English interviews. In the next part, we will focus on body language, tone, and nonverbal communication, showing how these elements complement your English skills to make a strong overall impression. Body language, tone, and nonverbal communication are essential elements of a successful job interview. While mastering English words and phrases is crucial, how you present yourself physically and vocally often leaves an equally strong impression on interviewers. Maintaining confident posture, making appropriate eye contact, and using gestures naturally all contribute to your overall effectiveness. A straight but relaxed posture conveys confidence, while slouching or fidgeting may signal nervousness or lack of preparation. Eye contact demonstrates attentiveness and honesty, but it should be balanced to avoid staring, which can feel intimidating. Gestures, when used sparingly and purposefully, can emphasize key points and make your communication more engaging. Tone of voice is another critical component. Speaking too softly may make you seem unsure, while speaking too loudly can appear aggressive. A steady, clear, and moderate tone conveys professionalism and confidence. Variation in pitch and emphasis helps to highlight important points, keeping the listener engaged. Pausing strategically allows you to gather your thoughts, respond more effectively, and avoid filler words such as or like, which can weaken the impression of fluency. Practicing answers aloud, recording yourself, and reviewing tone, pace, and clarity can dramatically improve your verbal communication. Facial expressions also play a significant role in interviews. A genuine smile conveys friendliness and approachability, while nodding subtly shows attentiveness and agreement. Avoid expressions that may suggest boredom, confusion, or impatience. Mirroring the interviewer's energy and tone, when done naturally, can create a sense of rapport and connection. Additionally, handshakes and greetings are part of nonverbal communication that sets the tone at the beginning of the interview. A firm but not overpowering handshake, accompanied by a warm greeting, helps establish a positive first impression. Nonverbal cues can also reinforce your verbal answers. For example, when discussing achievements, maintaining an upright posture and making confident gestures underscores pride and credibility. Conversely, slouched posture or avoiding eye contact when discussing challenges may unintentionally suggest insecurity. Awareness and control of body language ensure that your physical presentation aligns with your spoken English, enhancing overall communication effectiveness. Combining effective body language with well-practiced English responses creates a holistic impression of competence, professionalism, and confidence. Interviews are not solely about answering questions correctly, they are about presenting yourself as someone capable, reliable, and engaging. Integrating verbal and nonverbal communication consistently demonstrates preparedness and adaptability, leaving a strong, positive impact on interviewers. Regular practice in front of a mirror, recording video mock interviews, or receiving feedback from peers allows you to refine gestures, posture, facial expressions, and tone. Over time, these behaviors become natural, complementing your English skills and enhancing overall performance. Awareness, practice, and reflection are key to mastering nonverbal communication in interviews. By focusing on these aspects, you ensure that your English responses are supported and amplified by confident, appropriate, and professional nonverbal signals. In the next part, we will explore how to answer behavioral and situational questions effectively, providing strategies and examples that integrate language skills with professional presentation. Answering behavioral and situational questions effectively is one of the most important skills for a job interview in English. These questions are designed to evaluate how you handle real-world challenges, make decisions, and work with others. The key to success lies in structuring your answers clearly, demonstrating problem-solving abilities, and using precise, professional English. One widely recommended technique is the STAR method, which stands for situation, task, action, and result. By following this framework, you can provide comprehensive answers that are both concise and persuasive. For example, when asked, "Tell me about a time you overcame a challenge at work," begin by describing the situation briefly, outlining the task you were responsible for, explaining the actions you took, and concluding with the positive results. Using clear language and linking words such as "therefore, as a result," or "consequently," helps the interviewer follow your reasoning. Practicing such responses in English improves fluency, confidence, and clarity, enabling you to convey your experience effectively under pressure. Situational questions, like, "How would you handle a conflict with a colleague?" test your ability to think critically and adapt quickly. When responding, demonstrate empathy, communication skills, and logical problem-solving. A sample response might be, "If I encountered a conflict, I would first listen carefully to understand the colleague's perspective. Then I would communicate my viewpoint calmly and seek a mutually acceptable solution. In my previous role, this approach resolved misunderstandings efficiently and strengthened team collaboration." Practicing these scenarios in English ensures you can respond naturally and professionally. It is also important to balance detail with conciseness. While providing context and explanation is necessary, overly long answers can lose the interviewer's attention. Focus on key actions and outcomes, and practice summarizing experiences effectively in English. Using transition phrases such as, "during this project to address the issue," and "the outcome was," helps structure responses logically and keeps your language fluent. Another essential aspect is highlighting skills and achievements within your answers. When recounting experiences, emphasize transferable skills like leadership, teamwork, communication, problem-solving, and adaptability. For instance, instead of only describing the challenge, include the specific skills you used to address it. "I led a team of 5, coordinated tasks efficiently, and ensured the project was completed ahead of schedule." This not only demonstrates competence but also showcases your ability to articulate skills in professional English. Practice is key for mastering behavioral and situational questions. Role-playing with a friend or mentor, recording answers, and reviewing them allows you to refine vocabulary, sentence structures, and delivery. Focus on natural phrasing, avoiding repetitive words or filler phrases, and maintaining appropriate tone and body language. Over time, answering such questions becomes intuitive and confident, allowing you to present experiences clearly and persuasively. In addition, preparing for industry-specific scenarios enhances your readiness. Anticipate questions related to your field and rehearse clear, structured responses in English. For example, a marketing candidate might prepare to explain how they handled a campaign that didn't meet its goals, while an IT professional might discuss troubleshooting a complex system issue. Using precise terminology relevant to your profession demonstrates expertise and improves credibility. Finally, integrating reflection and learning points in your answers leaves a strong impression. Interviewers appreciate candidates who can acknowledge challenges and describe lessons learned. "This experience taught me the importance of proactive communication and detailed planning, which I now apply to all my projects." Using past tense accurately and combining it with professional vocabulary conveys maturity and self-awareness in English. By mastering behavioral and situational questions, practicing structured responses, and integrating professional language and nonverbal communication, you strengthen your overall performance. This skill ensures you can present real experiences convincingly, demonstrate problem-solving ability, and leave interviewers with a positive impression of your capabilities. In the next part, we will discuss handling difficult questions and unexpected scenarios, providing strategies to stay composed and articulate in English during challenging moments. Handling difficult questions and unexpected scenarios is a crucial skill for any job interview, especially when conducted in English. Interviewers often ask challenging questions to evaluate your composure, problem-solving ability, and communication skills under pressure. These questions might include inquiries about gaps in your resume, conflicts with colleagues, failures, or hypothetical situations that test judgment and adaptability. The key to responding effectively is preparation, strategic thinking, and maintaining a calm, professional demeanor. One common challenging question is, "What is your greatest failure?" When answering, it is important to frame the response constructively. Choose a real example, briefly explain the context, and focus on what you learned and how you improved. For instance, early in my career I underestimated the time required for a project, which caused a delay. I learned the importance of realistic planning and communication, and I now implement detailed timelines and regular progress updates to prevent similar issues. Using structured sentences, past tense accurately, and professional vocabulary demonstrates maturity and accountability in English. Another difficult question might be, "Why were you let go from your previous job?" Or, "Why did you leave your last role?" In such cases, honesty combined with a positive framing is essential. Avoid negative language about previous employers and emphasize personal growth or new opportunities. For example, "I decided to leave my previous position to seek new challenges that align with my career goals and allow me to further develop my skills in project management." Practicing these responses in English ensures clarity, confidence, and professionalism. Interviewers may also present hypothetical scenarios to assess problem-solving skills, such as, "How would you handle a tight deadline with limited resources?" Answering effectively requires logical thinking, structured communication, and confidence. A strong response could be, "I would first prioritize tasks based on urgency and impact, delegate responsibilities efficiently, and maintain clear communication with the team. By managing resources strategically, I would aim to meet the deadline while maintaining quality standards." Using phrases like, "I would first then," and finally, helps organize answers clearly and naturally in English. Unexpected questions, such as ones testing your adaptability or stress response, can be challenging if you are unprepared. It is important to pause, think briefly, and structure your answer logically rather than rushing. Phrases like, "That's a great question, I would approach it by," or "I would consider the situation carefully and then," allow you to buy time, maintain composure, and demonstrate thoughtful problem solving. Practicing such strategies in mock interviews enhances confidence and fluency. Questions about salary expectations can also be sensitive. Research industry standards beforehand and frame your answer professionally. "Based on my experience and the responsibilities of this role, I would expect a competitive salary in the range of X to Y. I am, however, flexible and more interested in opportunities to grow and contribute to the team." Using polite, professional, and precise language conveys confidence and negotiation skills without sounding demanding. Handling questions about weaknesses or gaps requires careful phrasing and honesty. Avoid generic or evasive answers. Instead, show self-awareness and proactive improvement. For example, "I noticed that my public speaking skills needed improvement, so I enrolled in a communication workshop and now lead team presentations confidently." This demonstrates growth, adaptability, and a commitment to professional development, while clearly using English vocabulary appropriate for the workplace. In addition to verbal strategies, nonverbal communication is crucial during difficult moments. Maintaining calm posture, steady eye contact, and controlled gestures reinforces confidence even when discussing challenging topics. Pausing to collect thoughts before answering demonstrates composure and professionalism, helping to convey clarity and credibility in English. Finally, practicing responses to a variety of challenging questions is essential. Role-playing with a mentor or friend, recording answers, and reviewing for grammar, vocabulary, tone, and structure allows you to refine delivery and increase comfort under pressure. Over time, this preparation builds resilience, fluency, and confidence, ensuring you can handle any question or scenario during a real interview. By mastering strategies for difficult questions and unexpected scenarios, integrating thoughtful verbal and nonverbal communication, and practicing consistently, you demonstrate professionalism, composure, and adaptability. These qualities, combined with well-prepared English responses, leave a strong impression and significantly enhance your chances of success. In the next part, we will explore post-interview strategies, including follow-up communication, thank you notes, and reflection, which are critical for reinforcing positive impressions and professional growth. Post-interview strategies are a critical aspect of the job application process, and using English effectively during this stage can reinforce your professionalism and leave a lasting impression. Following up with a polite, well-structured thank you note or email demonstrates appreciation for the opportunity, reiterates your interest in the role, and provides a chance to highlight key points from the interview. It also reflects attention to detail, communication skills, and cultural awareness, qualities highly valued by employers. A well-crafted thank you email should be concise, polite, and specific. Begin by expressing gratitude for the interviewer's time and consideration. For example, thank you for taking the time to speak with me about the marketing manager position. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to learn more about your team and company initiatives. Follow this with a brief reminder of your qualifications or a key point discussed during the interview. I am excited about the possibility of contributing my experience in digital campaigns to support your upcoming product launch. Conclude with a professional closing. I look forward to the possibility of working together and contributing to your team's success. Best regards, your name. Practicing this type of email in English ensures clarity, correctness, and professionalism. Reflecting on your interview performance is equally important. After each interview, take time to note which questions you answered confidently and which areas could be improved. For instance, you may identify vocabulary gaps, hesitation in answering certain questions, or difficulties with pronunciation. Use these insights to guide your ongoing English practice, ensuring continuous improvement in both language and interview skills. Documenting lessons learned from each experience helps you prepare more effectively for future interviews. Networking and maintaining contact with interviewers or company representatives can also be beneficial. Sending a follow-up message, even if you are not selected for the position, can leave a positive impression and potentially open doors for future opportunities. For example, thank you for considering my application. I enjoyed learning more about your company and hope to stay in touch regarding future openings. Such communications should always be professional, polite, and concise, using proper English conventions for written correspondence. In addition to thank you notes, reflecting on feedback received during or after the interview can help improve future performance. If an interviewer provides constructive criticism, carefully consider the points raised and practice strategies to address them. This could include refining answers to common questions, improving pronunciation, or enhancing clarity and fluency in English. Incorporating feedback into your preparation demonstrates adaptability, resilience, and a commitment to personal growth. Preparing a follow-up plan is another effective strategy. Set reminders to send thank you emails promptly, review notes from the interview, and continue practicing areas that require improvement. Organizing your reflections and action items helps create a structured approach to post-interview activities and ensures that you maintain professionalism throughout the hiring process. Additionally, continue practicing English beyond the interview context. Reading articles related to your industry, engaging in professional conversations, and writing about your experiences and skills all contribute to fluency and confidence. By integrating English into daily routines, you reinforce language skills and prepare for future interviews or professional interactions. Finally, maintaining a positive attitude after each interview, regardless of the outcome, is essential. Recognize your efforts, acknowledge areas for growth, and stay motivated for the next opportunity. Combining reflection, follow-up communication, and continuous English practice ensures that you develop both the language skills and professional behaviors necessary for long-term success. By mastering post-interview strategies and integrating thoughtful English communication, you extend the impact of your interview beyond the conversation itself. These actions demonstrate professionalism, gratitude, and self-awareness, helping you build strong relationships with potential employers and enhance your overall career trajectory. In the next part, we will explore industry-specific vocabulary and phrases, giving you the language tools to tailor your English for different professional contexts and roles. Developing industry-specific vocabulary and phrases is essential for standing out in job interviews and communicating effectively in English. Every field has its unique terminology, expressions, and expectations, and mastering these allows you to demonstrate expertise and professionalism. Using precise language not only conveys knowledge but also builds credibility with interviewers, showing that you understand the specific context of the role and can contribute effectively from day one. Start by identifying the key terms, tools, and processes relevant to your field. For example, in marketing, you might need to know terms like SEO, conversion rate, brand positioning, and content strategy. In IT, essential vocabulary could include debugging, API integration, cloud computing, and agile methodology. Make a list of these terms and practice using them in sentences that describe your experience, achievements, or approach to problem solving. This targeted practice helps integrate industry language naturally into your English responses. In addition to technical vocabulary, learn professional expressions and phrases commonly used in interviews. Phrases such as, "I have experience in," "my role involved," "I successfully managed," and "I am particularly skilled at," help you structure answers fluently and convey confidence. Using transitional phrases like, "in addition, as a result," or "consequently," ensures your responses are coherent and easy to follow. Practicing these phrases repeatedly strengthens both fluency and naturalness in English conversation. Another strategy is to tailor your vocabulary to different interview question types. For example, behavioral questions benefit from action-oriented verbs like led, implemented, designed, resolved, and coordinated. Situational questions require problem-solving phrases such as, "I would analyze the situation," "I would prioritize tasks," or "I would collaborate with the team." Technical or role-specific questions require precise terminology and the ability to explain concepts clearly, avoiding overly complex explanations while demonstrating expertise. Reading industry-related materials in English is a highly effective way to expand vocabulary naturally. Articles, reports, case studies, and professional blogs expose you to authentic language, common expressions, and context-specific usage. As you read, note down new terms and phrases, practice pronunciation, and create example sentences that relate to your experience. This approach not only builds vocabulary but also familiarizes you with the language style expected in professional settings. Listening to podcasts, interviews, and presentations in your field further enhances understanding and fluency. Pay attention to how professionals describe tasks, projects, and challenges. Repeating these phrases aloud helps improve pronunciation, intonation, and confidence. Practicing aloud also prepares you for real interview situations, allowing you to sound natural and fluent when discussing your skills or experiences. Mock interviews are a practical method for applying industry-specific vocabulary. Ask a friend, mentor, or coach to simulate an interview and provide feedback on your language use, accuracy, and clarity. Focus on integrating new terms and phrases seamlessly into your answers. Over time, this practice ensures that your language skills match your professional knowledge, creating a strong impression on interviewers. Finally, remember that industry-specific vocabulary is not just about memorization, it is about effective communication. Ensure that you understand each term fully, can use it correctly in context, and can explain complex concepts clearly to the interviewer. Combining precise vocabulary with confident delivery, appropriate tone, and professional body language significantly increases your ability to convey competence and credibility. By mastering industry-specific vocabulary and professional phrases, you gain the tools to speak confidently and persuasively in any job interview. This targeted preparation, combined with prior practice in answering questions, handling difficult scenarios, and post-interview strategies, strengthens your overall performance and positions you as a well-prepared, knowledgeable candidate. In the next part, we will focus on practical exercises and daily routines to enhance English for interviews, helping you build fluency, confidence, and consistency in preparation. Practical exercises and daily routines are essential for improving English fluency and confidence for job interviews. Consistent practice ensures that you internalize vocabulary, refine pronunciation, and develop natural communication patterns. By incorporating structured exercises into your daily life, you gradually build the skills necessary to perform confidently and professionally during interviews. One highly effective exercise is daily speaking practice. Spend 10 to 20 minutes each day speaking about your experiences, achievements, or hypothetical scenarios related to your field. Record yourself to review clarity, grammar, vocabulary, and tone. Focus on speaking clearly and at a steady pace, using industry-specific terms and professional phrases. Over time, this practice helps eliminate hesitation and filler words, making your English responses more polished and fluent. Another useful routine is mock interviews. Schedule regular sessions with a friend, mentor, or language partner to simulate real interview conditions. Use a variety of questions, including common, behavioral, situational, and industry-specific ones. After each session, review your performance, identify areas for improvement, and practice challenging questions. Repetition in realistic contexts reinforces fluency and builds confidence, reducing stress during actual interviews. Listening exercises are equally important. Listen to professional podcasts, interviews, webinars, and presentations in English related to your industry. Pay attention to pronunciation, intonation, and the way speakers structure their responses. Try to mimic their style, tone, and phrasing to develop a more natural and professional delivery. Listening also expands vocabulary and familiarizes you with the kind of language commonly used in professional environments. Reading exercises help reinforce vocabulary and sentence structures. Read articles, reports, or case studies in your field, noting new words, phrases, and expressions. Create example sentences using these terms and practice saying them aloud. This method not only improves comprehension but also prepares you to use professional language confidently in interviews. Writing exercises are another valuable tool. Practice drafting answers to common questions, thank you emails, and follow-up messages in English. Focus on clear structure, professional tone, and correct grammar. Writing helps you organize thoughts logically, making it easier to articulate ideas verbally during interviews. Over time, consistent writing practice improves overall language accuracy and communication effectiveness. Flashcards and spaced repetition can reinforce vocabulary efficiently. Create cards for industry-specific terms, professional expressions, and useful phrases. Review them daily, testing yourself on definitions, usage, and pronunciation. This technique strengthens recall and allows you to use complex terminology naturally during conversations. Daily routines should also include reflection and self-evaluation. After practicing speaking, listening, reading, or writing, review your performance, identify strengths and weaknesses, and set specific goals for improvement. For example, you might focus on reducing hesitation, expanding vocabulary, or improving pronunciation. Tracking progress over time keeps you motivated and ensures continuous improvement. Finally, integrate real-world practice whenever possible. Attend networking events, participate in professional discussions online, or engage in conversations with colleagues in English. Applying your skills in authentic contexts reinforces confidence, enhances fluency, and prepares you for the dynamic environment of a real interview. By combining structured exercises, daily routines, and real-world application, you develop consistent English skills that support professional performance. These practices ensure that you are not only prepared to answer questions accurately but also able to communicate naturally, confidently, and persuasively. In the next part, we will explore common mistakes candidates make in English interviews and how to avoid them, helping you refine your approach and maximize success. Common mistakes in English job interviews can undermine even the most qualified candidates, so understanding and avoiding them is essential for success. Recognizing these pitfalls helps you prepare more effectively, present yourself confidently, and communicate your skills clearly. Mistakes often fall into areas such as language use, content, delivery, and nonverbal communication, and addressing them can make a significant difference in your performance. One frequent mistake is overusing filler words such as like, or you know. These words can interrupt the flow of your speech and reduce clarity. Practicing answers aloud, pausing strategically, and consciously replacing fillers with silence or transitional phrases like well, or let me explain, improves fluency and professionalism. Recording and reviewing yourself can highlight patterns, allowing you to reduce filler words over time. Another common error is rambling or giving overly long answers. While detail is important, answers should be structured and concise. Use frameworks like STAR, situation, task, action, result, for behavioral questions and clear outlines for situational questions. Keeping answers focused ensures the interviewer can follow your reasoning and appreciate your skills without losing interest. Practicing structured responses in English enhances both clarity and confidence. Incorrect or inappropriate grammar and vocabulary can also create a negative impression. Using tenses inaccurately, mispronouncing words, or choosing inappropriate terms may distract from your content. Consistent practice in reading, writing, listening, and speaking helps reinforce correct usage. Learning industry-specific terminology and professional phrases ensures that your language is precise, relevant, and credible. Nonverbal mistakes, such as poor posture, lack of eye contact, fidgeting, or distracting gestures, are often overlooked but highly impactful. Maintaining a calm, upright posture, making balanced eye contact, and using purposeful gestures support verbal communication and convey confidence. Practicing in front of a mirror or recording video mock interviews allows you to refine these behaviors and align them with your English responses. Failing to prepare for common questions is another significant error. Candidates who improvise responses under pressure often struggle with clarity, vocabulary, and fluency. Anticipating questions about strengths, weaknesses, achievements, and challenges, and practicing answers in English, builds both confidence and competence. Preparing examples in advance also ensures that you can provide concrete, professional, and relevant responses. Some candidates make the mistake of not asking questions at the end of the interview. Asking thoughtful questions demonstrates interest, engagement, and initiative. Avoid generic or overly casual questions. Instead, inquire about team structure, company culture, or future projects. Phrasing questions politely in English reinforces professionalism and leaves a positive impression. Overconfidence or underconfidence can also be problematic. Speaking too arrogantly may appear unprofessional, while hesitation or excessive self-doubt can suggest a lack of preparation or capability. Balancing confidence with humility, using precise language, and providing examples of achievements or skills conveys competence effectively. Practice and self-reflection help calibrate your tone and delivery for optimal impact. Finally, neglecting follow-up and reflection after interviews can reduce long-term success. Sending thank you notes, reviewing performance, and incorporating feedback into future practice strengthens communication skills and professional presence. Maintaining a consistent post-interview routine ensures continuous improvement in both English proficiency and interview technique. By being aware of these common mistakes and actively addressing them, you improve your chances of success in English interviews. Careful preparation, consistent practice, and attention to both verbal and nonverbal communication help you present as a confident, capable, and polished candidate. In the next part, we will provide the final conclusion and summary, highlighting key strategies and takeaways to ensure long-term success in English job interviews. In conclusion, mastering English for job interviews involves a combination of preparation, practice, and continuous improvement across multiple areas. From understanding the importance of clear communication, confident body language, and professional tone, to mastering behavioral, situational, and industry-specific questions, each aspect contributes to a strong overall impression. By practicing structured responses, integrating precise vocabulary, and refining both verbal and nonverbal skills, candidates can present themselves as competent, confident, and engaging professionals. Effective interviews require more than just language skills. They demand strategic thinking, problem-solving, and the ability to articulate experiences clearly. Using techniques such as the STAR method for behavioral questions, preparing for challenging and unexpected scenarios, and reflecting on lessons learned allows candidates to respond thoughtfully and persuasively. Practicing mock interviews, recording answers, and reviewing performance ensures continuous improvement and helps build fluency and confidence in English. Post-interview strategies, including thank you notes, follow-ups, and reflection, reinforce positive impressions and demonstrate professionalism, attention to detail, and commitment. Networking, staying in contact with interviewers, and maintaining a proactive approach to career growth further enhance your professional profile and increase future opportunities. Incorporating these habits into daily routines helps maintain and strengthen English proficiency while supporting ongoing career development. Developing industry-specific vocabulary and professional phrases is another essential component. Understanding key terms, expressions, and concepts relevant to your field allows you to communicate expertise and credibility effectively. Reading industry materials, listening to podcasts, and participating in professional discussions ensures your language remains accurate, up-to-date, and contextually appropriate. Combining these skills with daily exercises, structured practice, and real-world application creates a holistic approach to interview preparation. Avoiding common mistakes, such as overusing filler words, rambling, misusing grammar, neglecting nonverbal cues, or failing to prepare for questions, ensures that your presentation is polished and professional. Awareness of these pitfalls, coupled with targeted practice and self-reflection, strengthens overall performance and builds long-term confidence in English interviews. Ultimately, success in English job interviews comes from the integration of language skills, professional knowledge, and strategic communication. Candidates who practice consistently, prepare thoroughly, and refine both verbal and nonverbal communication are able to convey competence, reliability, and adaptability effectively. By combining preparation, self-awareness, and daily practice routines, anyone can enhance their English fluency, build confidence, and perform at their best in professional interviews. Remember, interviews are not just an evaluation of your qualifications. They are an opportunity to demonstrate who you are as a professional and communicator. Using the strategies outlined in this guide, structured answers, industry-specific vocabulary, thoughtful nonverbal communication, handling difficult questions, post-interview follow-up, and avoiding common mistakes, you can maximize your chances of success. Consistency, preparation, and reflection are the keys to building lasting confidence and achieving career growth. By following these methods, continuously practicing English, and approaching every interview as a learning opportunity, you will not only succeed in landing the desired position but also develop skills that will benefit your long-term professional journey. Mastering English for job interviews is a gradual process that combines knowledge, strategy, and practical application, ultimately empowering you to communicate effectively, confidently, and persuasively in any professional setting.